What do you do when you are faced with a new task that comes upon your plate, upon your being that you have not done before? What is your first thought and your first feeling when something new is upon you? This is a question that we really don't think too much about. We just react. Hello. So, when you have a new task that you have not done before, maybe it's a new job and you're having to learn everything. Maybe you're starting your own online business and you're having to grow everything or to put everything in place. Whatever the situation, or maybe you're going to play a game that you have never done before. What is your first reaction? What do you feel when you're faced with this new task that you are expected to do? Now, as children, we always take it for granted because we know no better as little children that no matter what we do, we're doing something new and it's exciting and it's exhilarating and we just are so happy to do it. Like there's a little girl, her name is Emily, and Emily is 6 years old. And Emily had never played basketball before. And at school, she was challenged with a new task, so to speak, to be on they were having a, sort of like a relay fair thing at school, where they do different things, different activities in the gym and different things for the kids to learn and things. Well, Emily was chosen to be the one to throw the basketball in the hoop, the big hoop up on top. So she had never done this before, and she's just a little bitty spit of a thing, just a tiny little gal. And she wasn't scared, and she wasn't, fearful of doing this new thing she had never done before. She'd seen other people do it, granted, you see it on TV and around all the time, but she had seen it, but she had never done it. So when Emily got up there with basketball in hand, bounce, 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 and she threw the ball up and threw the ball up, and it never hit the basket. But she kept throwing it up like 5 or 6 times, I believe it was. And she never got in the basket. But later that day, when the teacher got them all together and they were all excited and saying how they did and, different things that they had done and, how they felt about it. Oh, yeah, she wasn't sad though. This is the greatness of this story. Is Emily, even though she didn't hit the basket once, even though she didn't, she was so excited because that was the highest she'd ever thrown a ball in her life. That was the highest she'd ever thrown that ball, of any ball. Whatever, yeah. So that is a lesson that we can all learn from Emily, is even though she didn't hit the basket once, it was a success for her because that was the highest she'd ever thrown a basketball. And she'd never thrown a basketball before in her life, and she's 6 years old. And it was just so exciting that she was able to do that. And her classmates were cheering her on, going, "You threw it so high. You did so great." Not one of her classmates said, "But you never hit the basket." Not one of them said, "But you never did it." All they would say is, "You threw it so high. You did such a good job." So that's a lesson that I took to heart, because how many times as adults are we faced with a new task to do, with a new something that has come on our plate? Like I said, maybe you're starting a new job and you have to learn all these systems and these tricks and all this different stuff that's going on. And maybe you're starting a home business and you're not sure what to do, so you're having to learn everything. It's okay, because you know what? Everything you do, you should feel good about, because it's a milestone. Regardless if you are jumping in there to be successful and hit the basket, so what? So what if you're starting this new job or you're starting this new venture and you don't get it in the basket the first time or the fifth time? Who cares? It doesn't matter. It matters that you got up there, you tried, and you're going to succeed. Anyone who gets out there and puts it forward and tries to do it, and I don't like the word try so much because it sets us up for failure so many times. But when you get up there and you do it, so you don't succeed the first time or the fifth time, don't give up, because it is so amazing that you got up there the first time. Like Emily, 6 years old, the whole school watching. And what does she do? She throws the ball up and it comes down, and she doesn't even get close to the basket because she wasn't aiming for the basket, to be honest. She was just seeing how high she could throw the ball. And it is just amazing the lessons we can learn from the children. And as we take a look at what we're doing in our adult lives, take a look at what's around us and all the joy and just the happiness that these children are giving us. I learned so many lessons from other people. I learned so many lessons when I am in a group and someone is talking about, something they're doing or something that they're thinking, well, I'm going to do this. I don't know if I can do that. I learned so many lessons from other people, and I feel it makes me a better person because I am learning more lessons that I already knew, but maybe I just needed a refresher on it, right? Sometimes we just need to refresh our mindset and refresh who we are in order to reach the success that we want. And I find this enlightening and just exciting that the more I get out there into the marketplace and into with other people and what we're doing and what we're not doing, I like to hear about the failures just as much as I like to hear about the successes, because the failures aren't really failures. They're just learning steps. Okay, that didn't work. What if we did it this way? Or what if we were able to turn it around and make it go like that? What if we just take one step and add another step, or take one step away? I believe there's always a way to have success. Just like when you're facing a new task, there's always a silver lining or a gold lining or an emerald lining, whatever you want to call it. But there's always success, regardless of how you want to look at it or what you want to think about or do. It's always a success. And it is amazing when you open yourself up to learn from other people and from the children around you. They are so amazing. If you watch small children, like I have little grandchildren, and when I see them doing something for the first time and their eyes get so big and they're so excited because they're doing this or they're doing that, and it's just amazing. And if you learn from that, from the excitement that they have from doing something new, what would happen? And I thought about this for the last several weeks. I've been working on this conundrum of what if I were to feel that good about every little thing that I did, that I was trying new, because I'm always trying something new. And I'm always seeing what else works, and I'm always trying new systems. I'm always trying to, I'm increasing my business revenue to make my business grow. And that's what my focus is just to make it grow, because I am creating a legacy for my family. The business I am creating will pass on to my children, my grandchildren, and so forth. And so I want my legacy to be as intact as I can get it. And I want my legacy to be filled with love and joy and positivity. And it is so amazing. In watching the children, I was watching my little grandson. He just turned 3, and he opened a container for the first time. He got it by himself. It's one of those hard ones that's hard to pop the top off. And he was so excited. He's just like, look what I did, look what I did. And he was just so excited. And I'm like, if I put that energy into what I'm doing, oh my gosh, I will have the feeling of success before I even do it right. So I did that. I took what Emily had done with the basketball, and I took what Dylan had done with the container, and I put those feelings into this project that I'm working on. And you know what? When I put that excitement and that awe and that, oh my gosh, I'm doing this, I did this, into it, it all came together. It worked. And you know what? It was successful, and it is going to continue to be successful. I will continue to make money off of this AI bot for years to come, because that's how good it is, because I put the energy into it, and I was so excited. And as soon as I launched it, boom, it was just converting like crazy. So when you put the feeling into what you're doing and you're facing a new task, and maybe you're foreboding, maybe you're just not sure about it, maybe you're like, oh, this is not going to work, turn that around for yourself and take that feeling of, oh my gosh, I don't know about this, but I'm doing this. I am going to do this no matter what. I'm going to succeed at this, and it's going to happen, and it's going to be fantastic. When you do that, you have no choice but to be fantastic. You have no choice but to be successful, because you don't let anything else come into that scenario. There's nothing but success there for you. So when you do that, regardless if you're getting a job or you're starting your home business, or maybe you're launching some new system in your business. So like I said, when I did that, and I've always been positive, and I've always put a lot of positive energy into every system that I do in my business, because like I said, I'm creating a legacy, which you should too. You should all be creating a legacy. When you go on to the next life, what you leave behind is going to say who you are, who you were. What kind of person were you? What did you do? What did you feel? It's going to be all in what you leave behind. Not the money, not the houses, not all of that fun stuff, the toys, but the energy around what you've created. And that's what I'm doing. And you know what? It is such a fun journey. It is an amazing journey, and it makes my life worthwhile. Not that it wasn't before, but it always has been. But the more I look and feel the love and the joy coming from small children and their successes, and they're not even doing that, it's all about me, 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 me. They're like, I did this. It's just like, it's an accomplishment. And we all have accomplishments in our lives. It's how we look at them and how we feel about them that makes them good or bad. I prefer to, like I said, make my legacy awesome. My legacy will be fantastic for my family. So just take this to heart, and as you're going through different tasks that you're presented with, whatever scenario you are in, it doesn't matter. Just stop and think, how do you feel about that? How can your feelings change the outcome of what you're doing? The more happy and the more excited and the more vibrant your feelings are, the more you're going to get back from it. And there's no way around about that. Hold on just a second. Sorry, my throat's really dry. Probably because of all the talking I've been doing this morning. But anything you can do to make your life better, to make your legacy stand out for you. Don't you want to leave something awesome behind when you go on? We all do. So it just depends on what that is and how you feel getting there. It's all it is. It's how you feel. And anyone can do this. Any person can do this. Any person can create this vibration, this happiness, this, I did this, it is successful. Anyone can do it. Anyone in the world. You just have to put the feelings forward. Get in a group of people, if you're not, that shares the same mentality of you, what you're doing. And try just saying every day, post this saying somewhere all over your house, on Post-it notes, it doesn't matter, construction paper, it doesn't matter. I prosper daily in all I do. I prosper daily in all I do. It's so simple. It's one of those things I repeat every day. I prosper daily in all I do. It's a positive affirmation. It's a positive feeling. So take this to heart, and happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there. I hope you all spend this day tomorrow with your families and friends, and just be happy. Sorry, Meadows, it's just be happy you have this time and this place to be where you're at and to be as happy as you are. Thank you so much for listening to my Emily story. She is an amazing little girl. So I will chat with you all later. And again, have a super, super fabulous, be safe driving to your family. Thanksgiving Day tomorrow. Okay, I will chat with you all later. Bye-bye.